everybody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena Northernlion's Den. Everything's coming out Millhouse. If I go to the arena here, we're using a warrior deck with no weapons, which is, typically, warrior with weapons, pretty good, I feel. Warrior without weapons, it's been a little bit of an adventure so far. The fact that we've pulled out 2 wins is very surprising to me, but a little encouraging nonetheless. I shouldn't say we have no weapons. We have one Arathi Weaponsmith that gives us a 2/2 weapon. If I buff the shit out of that somehow, it could be valuable. But also, I'm pretty sure that unless I rattle off like 5 wins here, this is going to be the first time that I actually run out of my in-game gold from back when the beta wipe happened. Because if I look at my daily quests, you can look at this shit. Major Shaman Dominance, 60 gold. Paladin or Priest Dominance, 60 gold. Priest or Warlock Dominance, 60 gold. They've got 6 classes listed here. I am none of them. But in any case, we're going to get back here. Normally, you get to, quests like win 3 games or, deal 100 damage or play 20 minions that are under 4 mana. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Even if I suck, I can still start doing damage to people. But anyway, I digress. This is just my, dry way of pointing out that things are not necessarily going well. And I'm lowering those expectations so that if I do well here, then it'll end up being amazing. We're playing against Salty Dog, and I'm not sure if I've played against him before or if I've just, seen that name all over the place. I'm thinking of taking like an aggressive mulligan and getting all 3, but I think I'll just aggressively mulligan the Booty Bay Bodyguard and charge, and one of the charges, and I'll keep the other charge. Clearly this was not very useful, but I'll keep the other charge just in case it ends up being useful to wipe a shitty creature off the board. Not a shitty creature, but like a low health creature, which is important to get off the board for a hunter early in case he plays like a Starving Buzzard. Oh, are you kidding me? How many Booty Bay Bodyguards do I have in this deck? Anyway, we'll greet him. He's probably going to trounce us here. He's going to have a card advantage, and I have nothing to play here right off the bat. Let me guess, Starving Buzzard, because he's a hunter. Oh, Bloodfen Raptor. Kind of a weird coin play. Not necessarily a bad one, I guess. Just something you don't see all that often. Interestingly enough, next turn, I can armor up and shield slam and kill it. I would rather not, but I don't really have any other choice in the map. I will absolutely use shield slam to kill that scavenging hyena, though. And we also have a novice engineer, which I do not think is important to get on the field at all. We've got to get that scavenging beast out of here as soon as possible, or he's going to be like a major concern. So, we'll drop off our shield slam here and destroy this dude, because otherwise that's going to be a real pain in the ass. And next we can play a Arathi Weaponsmith, and if he comes out with a buzzard or something like that, we can kill it. I don't like this at all, but, here we are. We've kind of neutralized the card advantage for now, but I still feel pretty bad about what I have in the hand, but at least we've made it this long. What does he have? He has summoned the 4/4 Taunt, which is annoying. You're not going to hear me say that it's not. The problem here is that Arathi Weaponsmith is actually bad now because it gives me the weapon, sure, but I have to attack the taunt creature, which sucks. And there's not much value in Crazed Alchemist either. I think I might just play Novice Engineer to get the card draw. Then we get a Fairy Dragon, which we are not going to put down yet, but we might put that down with Charge on the next turn so that we can kill Misha. That's a weird name for a creature. So we're just going to armor up for now. We're playing the long con with this warrior deck. This is not how this is supposed to go. I'm supposed to get creatures out on the field ASAP and make something good happen as a result of that. But that is not how it's going so far. On the bright side, by keeping only 1 creature on the field, that makes his Deadly Shot absolutely worthless. Cold Light Oracle gives me some card draw. Worgen Infiltrator is actually pretty good when he's got a bunch of shit on the field. Oh my god, this guy's running a Murloc deck? Yeah, this is where Millhouse Manastorm comes in, I guess, if you play the tutorial. What kind of creature is that? A Murloc? That's the best I could do. That's going to end up on Art Cringe for sure. The Art Cringe about this is that when you post it, people are going to be like, this isn't so bad. Alright. Mind Control Tech. This is the first time we've ever made this useful. Please give me the taunt creature. This is the only time this has ever worked well for me. Yeah, fuck that. We've got our own Murloc now, sucker. Not really. It wasn't really well played. I appreciate it, but you're wrong. So, we can't play Arathi Weaponsmith, let's be honest. I will probably just try to wipe out, yeah. I think maybe I drop, I can probably make do with Worgen Infiltrator. Like, Worgen Infiltrator, but it doesn't work very well. Whatever, let's put Fairy Dragon out here, and then I'm like, do I want to use Charge? I could use Charge and sacrifice 4 mana for 3 mana. That's a 2-for-1 trade, which is really bad, but it gets something off the field. What if I don't do this, what happens? He either attacks me directly, which might be good because it makes Molten Giant more feasible, but you don't want to get rushed down against a Hunter too early because then his hero power becomes very useful. Whatever. Okay, let's get the taunt off the field, and then... I can't target my own creature with spells! Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, we'll use Mind Control Tech to do it then, even though I'm not thrilled about it. Again, this is just to make the board a little bit more in my favor. This is bad play. I forgot that I couldn't target my own Fairy Dragon. That's like the first time I've ever been disappointed in what Fairy Dragon has put out. But next, we can put out our own taunts. Oh my god, he is a fucking Murloc deck in Constructed. In Arena. This guy's got testicles, I'll tell you that much. I mean, we are playing a collectible card game online, so I think it's just probably par for the course that the person we're playing against would have testes, but I think if I were him, let's put it this way, I don't know what the rest of his deck looks like, but I would probably just go for the straight damage at this point, unless he has, 1,000 Murlocs left in his hand, in which case I guess he would want to wipe that out so that creature doesn't become too strong too early. Now, I've already used my charge card. That's shitty. I think we Arathi Weaponsmith and kill the, kill the dragon, or the young whatever hawk. And we could armor up, which is tempting, but I think instead I'll just drop a Worgen Infiltrator so that I can use this to deal 2 damage. 1 mana for 2 damage, essentially. I feel bad about how this is going so far, but I also feel like, I've got a slight card advantage. I've got good creatures in my hand. What is he gonna do here? He can't be targeted. It's a stealth creature. Is this like just the deal 5 damage? Oh, it's Elven Archer. I think he was probably trying to use that to kill Worgen Infiltrator. Sea Giant. That's a very scary card here that I can't do much about. Unless I draw an amazing card next, which is very unlikely. Let's see what we got here. Slam. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw a card. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty useful. But I kind of need to, like, get a taunt. I can get a taunt out on the field regardless. Okay. So let's play Booty Bay Bodyguard and Slam. But we'll also see what our 5 mana card is. Another Sunwalker. Okay, that's actually pretty useful. So let's put our taunt out on the field. And, I kind of want to, like, wipe out everything else. How close am I to be? Oh, Molten Giant will be playable next turn. If I kind of want to use Worgen Infiltrator to attack the Sea Giant, because that'll make it killable this turn. Or next turn, I should say. Is that a good play? Maybe? I don't know. Does this get a buff? All of the Murlocs have +1 attack. Alright, whatever. Let's see how this works out. I still don't feel like we're totally lost yet. It's a secret. Is it Explosive Trap? We'll see. Oh, 2 secrets. I imagine one of those is going to be Explosive Trap. Maybe a Freezing Trap or something as well. So he is going to sacrifice Sea Giant, which is unfortunate. So we want to maybe summon a shitty creature first. I forgot that Grimscale Oracle is out there. This is to see if he has, like, Vaporize or something like that. We'll just swap the attack and health of this guy. This is just, I'm playing this as a 2-mana card. So that's Snipe. That's kind of what I was concerned about. And I don't really want to drop Molten Giant right away, because I am concerned, as one might expect, that this is another Vaporize card or something like that. So we'll drop a Sunwalker here, and we'll see if that's his second secret. Okay, it's not. So we could have an Explosive Trap. I feel like I might be able to pull this one back now. Obviously, there's a timer on this game. Let's see what he's got here. Okay, so it's a taunt creature again. There's a timer on this game, and what I mean by that is that, okay, he's going to sacrifice his Murloc. He must not have any Murlocs left, is the only conclusion I can draw there. I imagine that's Explosive Trap, but we still got to get this done. So Molten Giant's got to go out there. But I worry, additionally, that he may have an Explosive Trap, but that's not that bad. I have an 8/8. He could have a Deadly Shot, which would be terrible. Okay, so first things first, we're going to obviously take this creature out the field, because the less damage we take, the better our life becomes. And if we assume that there is an Explosive Trap out there, then I'm going to send out a Sunwalker. And that's just a taunt. And maybe we'll Battle Rage up a little bit here again, just to get some more attack. So now we start being able to do damage to him. He's like, it looks like he's tractioned out here a little bit. He's got 2 cards in his hand. I have 5, and I've got a lot of damage as well. Yeah, he's playing everything he's got, which is usually a bad sign that things are not going particularly well. But he could still win this, and the way that he could win this is by, I'm just going to slam here and get him taken out. But the way that he wins this is if, like, I don't know, he just continues to hero power me down before I'm able to do very much damage to him. Is that freezing? It's explosive trap. Okay, so that's kind of what I was anticipating. And then we can just summon the Molten Giants for literally 0 mana, which is pretty nice. And then we'll Thrallmar Farseer. Please tell me he doesn't have like some kind of board wiping card here. And we have our hero out as well. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually. I should have saved that in case he summoned like an amazing taunt creature. But we'll see. I think we might be able to pull this one back, and that would put us at even, which would be really stupid. Because we don't deserve to win games with these decks, or with this deck, I should say. So that could be Explosive Trap again, it could be a Vaporize, it could be a Freezing Trap. I'll be attacking with the Thrallmar Farseer first for sure, just to see if that's indeed the case. Otherwise, I should be able to maybe kill him on this very turn. In fact, even with it, I think I can kill him on this very turn. Don't really get much Battle Cry. What is this? Explosive Trap. That was as expected, basically. Now, can I still deal 20 damage? Yes, absolutely. So this'll be it. And it ended up not being quite as scary as it looked like it might be, actually. So we're going to pull out a win here from a game that previously looked like it was not in a very good position. I'm very pleased with that. And I'm very pleased that we're going to go to 3-1 with this Warrior deck, which I really don't think deserves to be 3-1. But, I mean, it doesn't deserve it on the merits of its deck construction. But I think my play has been reasonably okay. I made a couple bad plays, not being able to target my Fairy Dragon. But that only cost me like 1 overall health, all things considered. This deck is maybe not as bad as I made it out to be, but there's no reason for me to be a warrior and play this deck. What are my warrior cards? Like Slam, Battle Rage, Arathi Weaponsmith. Nothing particularly warrior-esque. Like, this could just be mostly a common deck. Cruel Taskmaster, I guess, as well, and Cleave, both of which I forgot about. Cruel Taskmaster is better when it shows up later, so I think I might just keep Cleave to keep this, like, early game board control, hopefully, and maybe draw an earlier creature. Well, we drew a Shield Slam, which is basically going to allow us to take out one of his 2 health creatures, exactly the same way we did it last time, but it'll have to wait until turn 3, unfortunately. And we got Slam as well, so we have some cards that we can use to kind of get some card draw. We have some cards that we can use to keep the board clear. But this could be a game where I can get outpaced pretty early if he plays like a really mana-heavy Druid deck. Things like Innervate and Wild Growth, and starts putting out crazy creatures very early. I would be concerned about how that would affect me in the long run. In any case, we have a creature out, which is way better than we did at the start of the last game. Novice Engineer is a card which I've done a full like reversal on now. I don't consider it a very good creature at all for 1/2 for 2 mana, but the fact that it gives you the card draw makes it actually very valuable, I think, in my personal opinion at least. So Emperor Cobra, did we put it out yet? I don't think so. I think Emperor Cobra is one of those cards that we throw out with a we throw this out with a charge, and then we can kill an amazing creature for free, basically, because its special ability is destroy any minion damaged by this minion. So we can get some good synergy there, some of the few cards that have synergy in our deck. Is there even any point to taking out Novice Engineer here? I kind of just want to, like, armor up and then attack directly. I know I could use Shield Slam to destroy it, but I don't think it's worth it. You know, next turn I could have 3 armor, because Novice Engineer only does 1 damage. And then I can armor up to 3 and then deal 3 damage with 1 mana instead of 2 damage with 1 mana. And this might actually be really useful to get the Demolisher off the field. Although I could get the Demolisher off the field, I could also slam and get a card draw off of it. Or I could Heroic Strike and just end it. Or I could Arathi Weapons... Oh, but I can't Arathi Weaponsmith and do what I want to do. Alright, so... I kind of like the idea of getting some card draw here, so I think we slam to get the card. And hope that this is a pretty... Ah, it's another slam. Okay, that's pretty useful. And then we cleave. And as a result of that, you know, we've cleared off the board, gotten the Demolisher out of the way. I spent 2 cards, and I took out 2 cards, and I think that's okay. Not to mention, one of the cards I spent gave me a card draw, which gave me a card that gives me some card draw, so that's pretty useful. It's a slow game here so far. Stranglethorn Tiger is a card that I'm excited to put out there because unless it gets hit by some kind of like area of effect spell, it will trade up almost exclusively. Fen Creeper. I've got to think that there's a way to kill this Fen Creeper on this turn. If I armor up... Yeah. Okay, so again, we can spend 2 cards to get rid of Fen Creeper, which I kind of like, because he spent 2 cards to put it out, Fen Creeper in the coin. So basically, we armor up, shield slam, draw a card, and then swap our Novice Engineer for it. We might as well slam first, just in case things go terribly wrong here. We'll at least get the card draw. Oh, and we got charge here, too, which actually, you know, we can use with this Emperor Cobra very well later. And then we shield slam. This doesn't give us a card. And then we swap like so. So we've taken out a pretty major card. It cost us a lot of our cards, but this is, I'm okay with it, quite frankly. For now, I don't know, I'm playing with a more novel style. I'm really excited about this Charge Emperor Cobra combination that we could possibly get going on here. Wild Growth, yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to use it, you might as well use it as soon as you get it. It loses value every turn that you kind of leave it alive, or, you know, have it in your hand without doing anything. This seems like the turn where we play Arathi Weaponsmith. And we give ourselves this just to kill the taunt creature. And the reason I kind of dislike armoring up right now is because I want to lose health so I eventually play these Molten Giants. Like, Molten Giants are kind of the only late game cards I have in my hand, so I need to be able to play them. But in order to play them, I need either 20 mana or to actually be damaged. And I can rely on getting damaged for the most part, but usually you're playing against a deck, with this deck that I have, that rushes you down a little bit. You get down to like 15 health, and then the Molten Giants go out basically for free, for much cheaper anyway. Much cheaper than they're actually worth, too, which is great. But in this case, we're both playing kind of the slow game here, so I think if he has like a later game, a strong late game deck, this puts me in a rough position, because I don't really have a strong late game deck unless the early game starts with me getting my ass kicked. That's kind of what I like about this deck. Weirdly. So I can only assume that, well, okay, let's do it this way. Do I really want to spend this many cards to get rid of him, though? Let me think. Because, like, if we play Emperor Cobra, destroy any minion damaged by this minion, the first time this minion takes damage, ignore it. Would it still die with Divine Shield? You know what? Let's find out. This is going to be interesting. Actually, the other way, I don't like that as much. Let's give this a try. We got Emperor Cobra. We're going to charge him up. It's so much better to at least just make sure the Divine Shield's gone. Like, I know that hurts me as well, but this is a much smarter play. It has to be, right? Like, I would be stupid if I had lost Emperor Cobra and the cards just by being an idiot like that. Alright, so we have now found ourselves in the position where we are the early rushdowns. There were probably better plays there, all things considered. I'm relatively happy with the way this is going right now, but I could be tapped out pretty quickly. A Battle Rage wouldn't be the worst thing in the world right now. Chillwind Yeti plus a buff. Yep, okay. So we're going to have a taunted Chillwind Yeti. That's not that scary. What's his 2-mana card that he's thinking about playing here? We will see, I guess. I say it's not that scary because I can just lose Divine Shield on my Silvermoon Guardian, and then I guess I'd have to trade both of my other creatures for it. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Probably he'll choose. 2 mana for 3 damage. Not so bad. I've got my own Chillwind Yeti, motherfucker. Heroic Strike and Silvermoon Guardian would do this. And that would still give us enough to play our own Sunwalker, which I like. Okay. So let's, I've got 4 attack here. Doesn't matter which order we do this in, I guess. So we'll do that and that. And that was, you know, maybe a 2-for-1, which is not great, but that's fine. I'll live with it. And I could play Chillwind Yeti and Armor Up, but again, I don't really consider the Armor Up to be that strong. I would rather just drop like a Divine Shield with Taunt here on the field. I really need a little card draw. Not like drawing a card that has a small mana value, but like to get a couple of cards in my hand. Could give me the momentum to carry forward here. I've taken 7 damage. Molten Giant still too expensive. We have decent creatures in our hand. We can play both of them on the next turn. That's not necessarily great, but I want to get Stranglethorn Tiger out as soon as possible so that I can trade. Yeah, this is a weird game. In a weird way, even though I'm ahead now relative to where I was at this point in the last game, I'm less confident than I was in the last game. That's easy to say because I know that I won the last game now, but it's still, I don't feel strong. But the fact that he's a little bit sputtering here maybe is good. Okay, so he's gotten rid of the Divine Shield. I don't know if that was well worth it, but if he doesn't have any other options, who am I to say, right? That was a weird kind of slowdown on that Mogushan Warden there. I apologize for this slowdown. I have no idea what is going on with that. Hopefully that stops soon. There has been a recent update to Hearthstone. And what do we do on this turn? Well, we gotta, obviously, attack the taunt. Question is, how do we do that? And what do we put down instead? Well, now that we have a Sunwalker in our hand, I feel okay throwing down the Stranglethorn here. And I think we should also throw down the Chillwind Yeti. Man, that's some serious slowdown. And we have to attack him, so we might as well attack him. And we'll end the turn. There's been some weird kind of, you know, things going on with Hearthstone over the past day or two since the most recent updates. Maybe growing pains as they add a bunch of people into the game. Is Stranglethorn Tiger 5/5? I was under the assumption that this is a 5/2 for some reason. I mean, I guess that would be terrible. This is the idea behind this deck, I guess, is that it's just pure taunt. So he's going to take damage and he'll kill the Sunwalker here by trading Mogushan Warden and his attack for it, I assume. Maybe? Oh, okay. Obviously, Molten Giant still not worth anything. This is an awkward situation because actually, I can do this without losing anybody. Yeah, I absolutely can. So, I don't know. We'll see how this works. I would rather this taunt goes down to 1 health and Chillwind Yeti stays relatively strong. Because I'm going to throw out a taunt of my own. Actually, right now, so cool. I don't know. This is a weird game. Not just because of the slowdown, but because of the way that it's being played right now. I don't even know what cards are left in my deck, honestly. Okay, Force of Nature. 3 2/2 Treants. That's annoying. 3 3/2 Treants. They die at the end of the turn, though. How are they going to do this? I hope that well, now they have to attack my Divine Shielded creature, which means they're going to die just doing some damage. Which is probably not the way that he anticipated that would go down, if I had to guess. Cruel Taskmaster. Okay. Since we have a Cruel Taskmaster, I would like to put this on the Chillwind Yeti. He will obviously become substantially stronger, and they have to get through this taunt anyway. So, with only 1 card in his hand, I think we can do an awful lot of damage on this turn. And again, I don't really want to armor up. I would rather just keep doing what I'm doing here. Mostly because if I get hit on this turn, which would actually be nice, I could play Molten Giant, and that would put me in a much better position. Reckless Rocketeer, I guess he will trade. He'll kill the Yeti with it? I don't know. He's tapped himself out of cards. It's looking reasonably possible that I may end up winning this game, and that's so dumb. So very, very dumb. Armor up. Does that really give him much? Not really. With both of us having no cards, what are you going to do? I mean, that's the right play, I guess, technically. I still have 5 damage on the field, and I don't take any damage in return. There's no benefit to attacking the tiger instead, at least as far as I can tell. I don't even think you want to hit me, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it just makes Molten Giant a little bit better. I probably can't win on this turn, so that well played is a little premature, but it's looking pretty good. So we'll throw down a Spiteful Smith, then we'll do one of these bad boys, and then we'll hit him directly, and then we'll see. Maybe he draws, like, Card of the Century. And again, I'm not armoring up because I need him to attack me in order to ever be able to play this Molten Giant. We'll see what he manages. Is like restore 8 life? That would be hilarious. It's not. Deal 5 damage, draw a card. Okay, that's actually pretty good for him in this situation. And he's not going to be killable on this turn. Mana Wraith. All minions cost 1 more. Now, of course, if he actually hit me directly, I still wouldn't be able to summon Molten Giant, which is stupid, but... okay, I guess we'll just hit him directly, because at this point, he's so close to death. And again, there's still no point in armoring up. He's got to be tapped out at this point. Please tell me that he's tapped out at this point. He's gonna armor up, and what else has he got here? Might as well play it. If you don't, you're not gonna live. If it's like a taunt creature with 5 health, I'm gonna be so mad. Oh, okay, it's a jungle panther, and he made that a little bit stronger in order to attack my Spiteful Smith and then kill himself. Okay, so much to my surprise, we go up 4-1 in this warrior deck. That's silly. Probably shouldn't be alive right now, but here we are. Of course, when I have no faith in the deck, it starts going really well. And that's going to do it for this episode. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, and if you made it this far into it, I assume that you did, make sure to click the like button. It does help me out a lot, and it's an easy way to show your support. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more daily Hearthstone. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time.